A dad and two little girls, age 2 and age 8, venture into a bear cave with some other guys and get lost. And oh, what an adventure it is, and something to smile about once the rescue party arrives. That's coming up on Ozarks History. And welcome, my Ozark friends. This is Vincent Anderson. Welcome to Ozarks History. I am so honored that you would join us again today. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to read a story about the Ozarks. And as I was gleaning through some stories and doing some research, I discovered a story that has my family in there right on the state line up in Ozark County, Missouri. The county seat is Gainesville. My family moved to Ozark County in 1876 from Gainesboro, Tennessee to Gainesville, Missouri. And so I have a pretty good connection there up in Ozark County. Went to school there. Love Ozark County. But as I was reading through here, I discovered my great-grandfather. And there's a place in southern part of Ozark County, little off Highway 5. You can't get to it today. It's privately owned, but it's grew up as known as the Bear Caves. There's a big bear cave and the little bear cave. Very far, they go way back into the mountains. Beautiful area back in there, wooded. But apparently in 1896, it was a destination to go to, have a picnic. And we are going to read that story that was in the Ozark County News. Now today, we don't have the Ozark County News. We have the Ozark County Times. And let me just say, if you're ever looking for a small town county newspaper, it's weekly. But I'm telling you what, it's a really good newspaper. If you want to see what a good weekly newspaper looks like, I am proud to say I'm from Ozark County, and the Ozark County Times is an excellent newspaper. It's a weekly newspaper. If you don't get the Ozark County Times, I don't care where you live at, order a subscription. You might just find yourself enjoying the stories in there and getting a taste of Ozark rural county living. I think you're really going to enjoy it. They did not pay me to do this little promotion here. It's just off the top of my head. It's good people in Ozark County. So we're going to read this story, and here we go. A large number of Gainesvilleites enjoyed the day last Sunday exploring the big cave known as Bear Cave, 6 miles southwest of town. I gotta stop. Bear Cave. I know Bear Cave. I've been raccoon hunting at Bear Cave as a kid. I have an uncle. His name was Uncle Berman. He was big into coon hunting, and we would actually run all over the southern Ozark County, and we would also go into northern Baxter County, and we would have his coon dogs, and we would chase raccoon, and that's what we did as a kid in the 70s. So how many people do that today? Then after that, here I am. I'm just going to tell you, I trap those animals, and I'll tell you what, they don't look as cuddly when they're when they're actually attacking chickens and turkeys. And so I've got my fair share as a trapper as a teenager. So here we go. Everybody went prepared for the occasion, taking with him torches, oil, matches, and a good supply of twine as a guide. A very tempting repast was prepared by the ladies for the noonday meal. Don't you just love this language? This is beautiful language. Among those who went from Gainesville and Upper Lick Creek, now Upper Lick Creek, that would be from Gainesville all the way down to about Mammoth area. Among those who went from Gainesville and Upper Lick Creek, we note the following: Charlie Harlan, W.P. Janey, T. Conklin, N.A. Beach, Luther Daniels, William Wood, and Thomas Hoggard. Hoggard, are you kidding me? That's on Lick Creek. When I grew up, there was a swimming hole called the Hoggard Hole. And man, It had some really good fishing in there too. It had the sunfish, the brim, the bluegill. My goodness, it's a great place. The Hoggard Hole, great place to swim. It also had this mulberry tree, and if you ever parked underneath this mulberry tree, I don't care if you parked for 10 minutes, your car or truck is going to pull away in the summertime with mulberry stains everywhere. And if you didn't get mulberry stains on your vehicle, you're going to get bird stains, and you know what I'm talking about. I mean, the birds are in the branches, and they're going to be gobbling up all the mulberries, and they're going to leave their deposits of mulberry extract. Let's just call it mulberry extract. But that's down at the Hoggard Hole. The ladies were there also, Miss Ida Wood, Maggie Wood, Delphia Henniger of this place, Mr. Samuel Miller and family. This is all Mammoth, Missouri. Croft Anderson, C-R-A-W-F. Well, Croft, that's short for Crawford. That's my great-grandfather. Croft Anderson and his two little girls. So in 1896, who would these two little girls be? I know exactly who these little girls were. First one would be Abigail. Abigail Anderson. She actually married and became Abigail Foster. That was the sweetest little lady I have ever known in my life. She just loved me as a little boy. You would go there and to visit her house, she would start rummaging through her purse. She'd find a nickel or a penny and always try to give you a penny or try to give you a knick-knack in the house. And Dad's like, no, no, no. Aunt Abby, it's okay, it's okay. Well, Aunt Abby, so this is Aunt Abby. Abigail, she's 2 years old, and Alina Anderson. Now, Alina Anderson grew up and she married a Graves, so it would be Alina Graves. So Abigail is 2 years old. So Croft Anderson, my great-grandfather, has his two little girls, age 2, and Alina, age 8, and they're at this gathering with the picnic and everything else at the Bear Cave. A couple others, Miss Luby Miller, Rela Coffee, kin to the Coffees, Mrs. Bert Miller, and Pleasant Sanders of Lick Creek. So we have all these people gathered together. They're having a big time, keeping cool in the summertime, going to the cave, feeling the nice, cool air, enjoying the environment in the cave, outside the cave, big picnic. Now, here comes the fun stuff. Luther Daniels, Croft Anderson, N.A. Beach, and with Mr. Anderson's little girls venture too far. Without a guide and only a limited amount of oil in their torch, and were lost. This is not good. The oil in their torch was almost exhausted, and the men began to realize their situation. They were frightened. Of course they would be frightened. Then you got two little girls in there too. They knew not what they said. One of the little girls says she heard Luther say, so this has got to be Orlina, age 8. This is what Luther would say. Oh my God, I wish some good friend would come and hunt us. And about that time, loud shouts reached their ears, and it was the shouts of a search party. Thank you, Jesus. Who, growing tired of waiting outside, became alarmed at their absence and started a search. When the little party found their way out, they were all satisfied with their day's experience and were ready for their home journey. It was late when the Gainesville party arrived, and looking more or less dilapidated, Luther still looking scared. And that's the article right there. So here we are, we're in a bear cave in Ozark County, Missouri, right up across the state line. That bear cave from where I'm at right now, as a crow flies, we're about 15 miles from that bear cave. So here they are at that bear cave having a great day, a great picnic at lunchtime. And let's go in and take an adventure. You got your twine, and all of a sudden, we got these three guys, Luther Daniels, Croft Anderson, and N.A. Beach. They're going to take off and jaunt down another alleyway or another tunnel of the cave. They become lost. They got their torch and they got their oil, but they're running out. Oh my goodness. I wonder what the conversation was when my grandfather got home. My great-grandfather got home. His wife's name's Dula Sims Anderson. So she's from the Sims family north of Gainesville. I wonder what that conversation was like. I wonder if he tried to hush down the little girl. How in the world are you going to bring that up? Well, by the way, hon, we went to the bear cave, as you know, and we got lost. It's not a good situation to be in. So you're in trouble when you're in the cave. I'm guessing Maybe he got an earful. Maybe he got an earful when he got home. Uh, if he didn't tell Grandma Dula, she's going to read it in the newspaper. So it's his best bet to go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell her while he can, before the paper comes out and spreads the news for everybody else to read in the county. You know, it reminds me of a couple things that there's times in life we do get lost. And I'm going to admit I have been one of those people get lost. And you have good intentions. You think you have a guide. You got your twine going down a cavern or tube, and it's all pitch black, but you got a way out, and all of a sudden you come to the end of your line. You come to the end of your rope. And oh my goodness, what are we going to do? You need a rescue. And then I'm going to be honest with you. There's times I've called out on God, and I need help. I can't do it by myself. But when all help seems abandoned and gone, the Lord's not far from us, and He hears our cry. And I want to tell you what was lost can be found. Reminds me of the old song Amazing Grace. Oh man, there's a really good song rendition of Amazing Grace by a singer on YouTube. The guy's name is Dan Vasc, and he sings Amazing Grace. I think I'll put the link down here below. You need to go listen to that song. The guy's a metal singer, but I'm going to tell you what, the guy's got really good pipes. And he starts out and you're just thinking this is a wonderful song, but I will tell you what, by the end of it, you're going to be standing on your feet. You're going to be feeling that. What was lost but now is found. I was lost but now found. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on Ozarks History. I am so honored to have all the subscribers that we have. We are coming close to 700 subscribers. 36% of our subscribers are from America, from the United States. The rest are from out of this nation. My number one country that watches Ozarks History, and I want to thank you. I'm going to tip my hat to you. Thank you, India. Thank you, Vietnam. Thank you, Philippines. Thank you, Indonesia, Brazil, Canada, and Mexico. India actually leads the pack, and I want to thank India. We're just honored to have those that just stop by and listen to us. And if you haven't yet, click the link below to subscribe. Well, we got company coming, sounds like. It's so. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon next week on Ozarks History with another wonderful story. And hey, we're going to go on another bear hunt. And it's going to be with Dr. Norman Jason Fritz. And I've got his story of the bear hunt in Baxter County. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.